What's up guys, it's Cam coming at you from the 2-6. Welcome back to CFR. Okay, so yeah, I actually went out this past weekend and sat down and had a beer with my meal. So what does that mean? That means things are slowly opening up now. No. It was, spread out, like just like this. Like me and my dad were sitting right here, and then there was some people sitting right here and people sitting right like that. So I imagine when they actually get the clubs open, people probably have to be wearing those hats with the, the pool noodles, that will mess your swagger up. So to fix that swagger, let's go over 5 clubbing fragrances for men. Legit, I have actually seen pictures, I'm not sure where from, but I have seen different clubs where they have had people that look like they were actually pushing strollers around, or had, like when you were a toddler, you had that round thing around you, just pushed around, had your little, instead of having your milk, you had your beer on there and pushing that around. I guess maybe try to pick up a chick, get her to sit in that thing with you. And yeah, I've seen the pool noodles, just cut them up and stick them in the hats to keep that social distancing. So yeah, we're gonna need some loud fragrances if we have to keep that much social distance. And I'll be glad when this COVID is over and things get back to normal. And these fragrances will work for when things get back to normal, because what do we want in a clubbing fragrance? We want it to be loud, we want it to be sexy, we want it to be attention grabbing, and we want it to just like have all kinds of swagger. The 5 that I've chosen, some might be a little more obvious than others, maybe not so much on the others. Let's go ahead and get started with number 5. Now, of course, plenty of you have probably seen Versace Eros as like the king of clubbing numerous times. I'm just going to throw it off a little bit by pulling out Versace Eros Flame. Now, one thing about this, and all 5 of these fragrances, I made sure that you would at least get 10 plus hours. So I get a solid 10 hours of performance with this. So Versace Eros Flame is a spicy and sexy version of the original Eros, but this one actually has the added note of mandarin. You've got some citrus in here, you've got a little bit more spice in the opening, you got some pepper in here, and you also have florals in here like rosemary. But as it dries down, you still get some of those spicy nuances that are mixed with the vanilla, which is very well known from the original Eros, but it's mixed with amber and woods and tonka bean, which makes this a very, very sexy and loud fragrance. Even though this one has been sharded on multiple times, I still think it's a dope fragrance, and it will definitely pull the compliments in. So if you're wanting to break out that revolver, and no, I'm not talking about a pistol, I'm talking about this one right here. This one is a Zara's Wanted by Night. Yeah, we have enough violence that's going on here all over the world. So yeah, guys, protect yourself by all means, but don't go like stirring crap. Make love, not war, you know what I'm saying, player? So this one has a ton of sex appeal. The ladies love it. It is a compliment beast. This is a very well put together fragrance, especially for a designer fragrance. I absolutely adore this one, and every time I wear it, it is very much a crowd pleasing and attention grabbing fragrance. This one is also a little bit spicy. This one also has some mandarin in it. So this one has some cinnamon, some tobacco, some mandarin. So you're gonna get little spicy citrus tobacco on the top. And there's also a note of leather mixed with some benzoin and vanilla. So you've got sweet, you've got spicy, you've got citrus, and you've got performance. This one performs really, really well. I was on the ropes a little bit with the original Wanted, but Wanted by Night, it's definitely a nighttime scent. It's got a ton of sex appeal. If you haven't tried it, I would say that this is one of the better designer releases here in the past 5 or 6 years. Paco Rabanne 1 Million was one that I actually thought about, and I have worn a ton of times out. I've worn it out on date night, I've worn it to the club. It was a signature scent. I showed you guys, I think it's like that 6.4 200 ml that's probably got like maybe 5 ml left in it. I think the better pick in this particular circumstance, especially since it seems like the original, the OG, has started to make a comeback. I've been seeing it pop up in people's lists, so I'm going with 1 Million Privé. Now, of course, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Lucky, but the reason that I picked the 1 Million Privé, this is more of an enhanced version of the original, the OG. So, of course, you've got some really well-known sexy notes in here like cardamom, but you also have some tobacco, patchouli, and then a really nice tonka bean. So this one is definitely another attention-grabbing fragrance. Now this one just did slide in at the 10-hour mark as far as performance. If you did want to go with something that performs a little bit better, you might want to go with the OG, possibly Lucky. I get like crazy performance on Lucky, even though that this one is darker. You know, you could wear Lucky in the spring. This is more like fall and winter. But if you're in a clubbing situation, you want people to notice you. So this is going to be an attention-grabbing, very masculine, very sexy, almost sweet and delicious, delectable, almost a gourmandish type vibe going on with this that women find very, very, very sexy. Coming in at number 2 is actually a fragrance that I dubbed the king of clubbing when it first came out. It is still one of my most complimented fragrances. Yes, I am talking about Yves Saint Laurent Y Live. This is a very loud and attention-grabbing fragrance. So in this one, you're gonna get some really sweet, fruity nuances that kind of just pop off of this one. You've got like some orange blossom with the ginger that just really, really works in this fragrance. This one is a little bit more youthful. It is loud, it's playful, it's sexy. This is kind of the bad boy fragrance in my opinion. This would be like, you know, just somebody that's just gonna be loud, walking in, having all sorts of swagger, and definitely, you know, going to be very comfortable in their own skin when the ladies come up and tell them how good they smell. So other than orange blossom and ginger, you also have bergamot, sage, and juniper berries. I have seen a lot of people take a big fat shot on this one as well, but I'm telling you, I promise you, and I've had some people actually say, dude, yo, good looking out on the Y Live or the Y Live, because so many people just like, nah, meh, eh. What we're wanting is the ladies' attention, right fellas? That's the deal. So anybody who has actually let me know in the comments how they felt about this one had the same results. Attention grabbing, sexy, sex appeal fragrance. Now the last one just might throw you for a little bit of a loop. Yeah, most people would put Le Male in their lineup, and I actually have Le Male right here. But as an alternative for this, now I did make all these be designers. So I picked something that I felt would be a little more upscale than this, and I do not have the actual bottle. I have a decant of Date for Men from Jeremy Fragrance. Now I've actually been wearing this. I was actually surprised at how much I like this fragrance. And I was really surprised at like the attention that I got from this. So obviously, you know, Jeremy is marketing his line for, you know, specific genres. He has this as Date. I say this is absolutely perfect for clubbing. So I'm sure he'll probably come out with a clubbing fragrance or whatever. But you know, what do we go out to club for anyways? Like, you're either going to like get your party on, or you know, get your booty call on, or your one night stand, or whatever the case may be. So this kind of does have like a dual purpose in it. But this one, you know, some people said it was like a straight up clone of this. I have sprayed these side by side. They are no way, shape, and form a clone of each other, and that's just kind of nonsense. Now they do have similar scent profiles, but this one is much more grown up. But the fruitiness in here actually makes this a little bit more playful. Even though I'd say this is more like a more grown up Le Male, it's not so grown up to the fact that, you know, like a guy that's, you know, 18, 19 to 25 couldn't wear it. Matter of fact, I would recommend wearing it. This one is fresh, it's sexy, it's fruity, it's got just, you know, like notes like cardamom in here, which you know, ladies love fragrances with cardamom in it. But you also have some bergamot, some lemon, some mandarin, and some juniper berries in here. And then the bottom 4 notes are patchouli, oud, cardamom, and vetiver. This is a very, very good fragrance. Now, this one does run a little bit more or a lot more, just depending on what they happen to be doing over at Jeremy's website. Now, being that it is his brand, he can make the price go all over the place. It might have a 30% off, it might have a 50% off, it might have a BOGO. Just keep your eyes open or get in on a split. When you got to the club, they have no idea what the bottle looked like when you sprayed it on, do they? No, they do not. So I say, just do it like that. And if you can get that black bottle on your shelf, by all means do it. This is a very, very sexy fragrance, and I have picked it #1 as my #1 pick. Yep, I said it, for clubbing or date night if you want to do it for date, but definitely for clubbing. This one is loud, it's attention grabbing, it's very much a compliment garnering fragrance, and that's what we want, right, guys? Now, obviously, if I'm sitting here with a decant, I am no way, shape, or form in, like been paid by Jeremy to say that. Yeah, I'm sitting here with a decant, so obviously not. Duh. So depending on where you're at, you still might be stuck at home. You might be having limited access to restaurants or even clubs. I have seen some clubs, that are like on limited things, like I said, with, like the strollers around them or the tube hats or whatever the heck it is. But until things get opened up, even if you don't want to do that, there is a lot of chaos going on right now. This will give you time to, like start building your arsenal up. So when things kind of settle down, I think they will, or when you finally do get out to where you can go to the club and have some sort of normal and fun night, which I think things will eventually get back to that. I mean, we are supposed to be civilized human beings, and this scamdemic has really got the best of us. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite date night fragrance is. Until next time, I'll see you on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.